shall talk about an important quality that is being seen in you is called reasoning ability. What is reasoning ability and how does an IO look for reasoning ability when he speaks to you during the interview? Right? First, let's try and understand what is reasoning ability. We all know reasoning ability in one way or the other. We generally look at reasoning tests very often to see the reasoning ability, he scores in that. That's one way of doing it. That's very linear. It's paper and pencil. But in the SSB, we are interested in the practical reasoning ability. That means how do we see it in your day-to-day work? So let's first understand what is reasoning ability. Reasoning ability is an important quality which is related to your maybe thinking, which is related to the upper story as such. It has got four parts, four important, interested and interlinked parts. What are they? The first and foremost part of good reasoning ability is receptivity. What do you mean by receptivity? Essentially, it means the presence of mind. A person who is more receptive is more observant. His mind is not very often wandering away into other things. Whatever he does, his focus is there. His presence of mind is there, and that makes him more observant. And being more observant, he gets more information. He's well informed. See, people walk through their life. People walk through the journeys very often absent-mindedly. Because mind has got its own way of functioning, and when we're not very conscious, it drives you away. You're attending a class, your mind will go into what you did yesterday or what you want to do next day, and very often it slips very easily. It is also a fact that the attention span of human mind is less, a couple of minutes, and within that it will wander somewhere else. So people who have more control on the mind, they're more receptive, they're more conscious. Essentially, it's being more conscious. When you're more conscious, you are receptive to what's happening. You're more present. And very often, we wander away into something we did yesterday, or we want to do tomorrow. Very often we do daydreaming and we lose touch with the present. Right? So people who are more present, people who are more conscious, people who have more control of the mind, they are generally more receptive. And being more receptive, they have more information. They can apply the mind better to what they do. Following from this first quality of receptivity comes the next logical quality, which is called inquiring attitude. What is inquiring attitude? It is something like your inquisitiveness. When you see something, when you observe something, it is but natural that you try to find out something about it, try to know that. That's the next logical thing. All children by nature are born very inquisitive. They'll try and figure out what is what. You give it a toy, you'll break open the toy to see what is there, how does it function. So even though adults don't like it, but they are always inquisitive, trying to fiddle around, trying to find out, trying to check out. Right? So that is the nature that we have. But what happens as we grow in life, we get into a formal education system, and then we have to focus on the examinations and questions, and which is more important, which is not so important. Let me learn this, let me learn that. Right? So we get aligned with that, and as a result, we generally lose touch with our inquisitiveness. We generally start losing it. This is an energy, it's a power that we have. We start, when you don't use it, you start fading. Right? So people who are in touch, they're generally more inquisitive. The more inquisitive, they find out. They explore. A person who is inquisitive will explore. After all the new discoveries are a result of human mind, exploration of human mind. Right? So human mind has got great potential provided you use it positively. It can also be bad when you let it take you for a ride. Right? So that is an important thing we must understand. It's all about your mind and how do you use it. Be present and then exploring it. Right? That is what is inquiring attitude. And that leads to the next logical quality, which we call logical reasoning. What is logical reasoning? You can logically reason out what is right, what is not so right. So what is, see, ये करने से क्या होगा? Reason out, right? And logical reasoning will only be there if inquiring attitude is there. That will be there if receptivity is there. Right? All these are connected. Good receptivity will lead to good inquiring attitude. Good inquiring attitude will lead to good logical reasoning. With good logical reasoning, then you can figure out which is a better option, which is not a good option. Right? That is reasoning out. Right? That is what essentially reasoning. Right? And when that is there, then it allows you to see essentials of a problem. Any problem can become big or small depending upon your reasoning ability. Right? Reasoning ability is good. You can reach the core of the problem very quickly and resolve it. Not so good, a small problem will appear very large. Essentially, all problems have a one can say the essence of the problem is only 20%. 80% are the peripherals of the problem where we often get stuck. And why we get stuck? Because we have got poor reasoning ability, poor receptivity, poor inquiring attitude, poor logical reasoning, and therefore we get stuck in the peripherals. People who are sharper, got better receptivity, better inquiring attitude, better logical reasoning, they hit the bull first. They can resolve the problem easily. And that's how the problems become larger or smaller, depends upon how sharp you are, how good is the reasoning, right? And that's how allows you to move forward. So one is seeing you in your life as to how you do things, right? Then how do I see it? How do I see it? The candidate in the interview, very interesting. So as he speaks to you, he's talking of your school, studies, activities, hobbies, knowledge about that. I mean, it'll give him a sense of the depth of your knowledge. Peripheral, not taking decisions, like for example, a lot of people choose to join, say, an engineering or a law or this course or that course, deliberately thinking on it. A lot of people do it just like that. My friends are doing it, I also did it. Didn't really think very much, did it. So all those are indicators of poor reasoning, right? When you decide to do things properly, when you plan to do things properly in a systematic manner, it shows good reasoning. When you do it just like that, कि हो रहा है, चलो try कर लेते हैं, ये भी देख लेते हैं, वो भी देख लेते हैं, that will be poor reasoning, right? So there are a number of small things throughout the interview where he is looking at your reasoning ability through what you speak. When you come in, he starts with the opening question, a rapport building question like, where do you come from? Tell me something about this place, or tell me something about journey. Now the way you described it is also an indication of that. Where do you come from? Say, you tell me something about, you say it's a very good place. And some people who would talk a little bit more deliberately, give some idea, size of the town, population, any historical relevance, why is it known like that, what is it famous, why is it famous for that, that kind of information is an indicator of better reasoning ability. Otherwise, sir, it's a very good town, sir, I've been always brought up there, sir, मैं तो वहीं रहा हूँ, सब बड़ा बढ़िया है, लोग अच्छे हैं. So that is also another way of applying, but it's poor reasoning ability. Right? So how you apply, what kind of details you give, the knowledge of those things is an indication. You say this town is famous for this mandir. What is this mandir? कौन सी देवी का मंदिर है? कितना पुराना है? Do you have some historical linkage or no? That would be an indication of good reasoning ability. A person who goes into details of what he sees and answer with, right? New things which are happening, innovations, inventions. Everywhere we have so many people get rewarded for the innovative ideas, for this discovery, that discovery, Nobel Prizes. What is it for? Right? That depth of the awareness would give some idea of your, reasoning ability. Again, another way of seeing is how do you move forward after a setback? Setbacks are part of life. Losses are part of life, failures are part of life. How do you handle that post that failure, post that event, post that trauma? How do you move forward? Is also an indication of that. People who don't think very much, they somehow feel it's the end of the world, they start giving up. Is one way of life. But people who are more organized in their mind, people who have better reasoning ability, they'll always find a way out. They don't get stuck. They don't give up. Right? It's again a connected quality. Right? People who don't give up also have good reasoning ability. People who get poor reasoning ability, they find no answers. They see this end of the world. Right? So many qualities are connected also. Right? Uh, Keenness to see new things, attend new things. There's a seminar going on, there's an exhibition, there's something new in town. What is it? Can I find time to go and see it? There's a museum in town, there's a art exhibition, there's something, but not necessarily that you see everything, but things which are of interest to you. Music concert going on. Who are the people? What is the background? What is the story of this group or something? That is inquisitiveness. That is what he's seeing. Right? So all those are small indicators of a good reasoning ability. It's not necessarily the IQ test, not necessarily the test of reasoning. He's seeing it through your life as to how you think, how you do things, how you apply yourself to what is happening, how you reorganize after failure, your knowledge, depth of knowledge, in your hobbies, interests, sports, general awareness. All those are indicators of reasoning ability.